Because once I was actually in the house, I was probably in the bedroom within 5 or 6 seconds from the time the glass broke. So.
Where did you break the glass at?
The door, the kitchen door between the garage and the kitchen.
Were they still asleep when you got to there, or do you think they heard that?
They heard it, but they were just barely. I mean, they were
just wondering what it was.
Waking up.
So what happened after you entered the house? I know you said you went right back to the bedroom, took 5-6 seconds. What happened then?
Oh, I told them right away what was going on.
Were they cooperative at first, at least, both of them?
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty shocked.
I'm sure.
People never expect stuff to happen to them.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember what you told them?
I just, it's like a blitz attack. You just make sure they know right away who's in charge and immediately tie them up, tell them what the rules are, that there's no talking unless I talk to them. They don't move unless I tell them to move, and did their hands behind their back and had them, pulled everything off the bed and got their hands and their feet together with cable ties and then just started talking to them, like asking them one question after the other, and then I would ask them like the same questions over to see, like if they were
lying.
Yeah, I remember the first thing I asked them was if they had an alarm or if they had a safe. And I was pretty sure they hadn't lied about that stuff, but then I asked them again a few minutes later, and then I'd ask them like where the guns are, where the jewelry is, where the cash is, where the cell phones are, where their ATM cards are.
So they you don't have to tell them, but they know they're being robbed. That's what they think is happening. They're being robbed.
Well, they kept trying to ask me. I didn't tell them what was happening. They kept trying to ask me what was going on, and I never answered them really. It's just have to keep telling them to shut up and listen to me. And eventually they're just quiet, and then I kind of, when I was going through the house, checking out the house and checking where everything was and getting everything loaded into suitcases and stuff, I keep peeking back in the bedroom. I had my headlamp on, but I would look back in the bedroom every once in a while to make sure that they weren't trying anything. And it seems like at one time she started trying to roll over or something, and I think I grabbed her by the neck, or just to. Yeah, that's what it was, because they weren't taking me they weren't taking the situation seriously enough, I guess, and that was a problem throughout the night that I was having. So, which it surprised me.
That they didn't take you seriously?
Yeah, that they didn't take me seriously.
Why do you think that was?
Well, I don't know. Look, 20/20 hindsight's probably because they didn't even know that I had a gun. I told them I had a gun, but they never saw me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like anytime I was in the room, there were never any lights on, and so
just your headlamp.
Right. So I mean, if you look at someone with a headlamp on, you can't tell what they have in their hands. And,
sure.
Plus, they were. I think they were just kind of in awe that it was happening. Like they couldn't believe it, and they kept, wanting an explanation as to why it was happening. So yeah, But yeah, she tried. It seemed like she tried to roll over. She was talking to him. She was like I could tell they were trying to make a plan and figure out what to do. And I jumped up over on the bed and grabbed her by the neck, and shoved her head down into the pillow and just told her I was, even when they didn't think I was watching, I might be watching, and no matter what they tried to do or what they said, it was only gonna piss me off. It wasn't gonna change anything for them. So after that, they stayed quiet for quite a while and didn't do anything. And then the next time I started having trouble with them was when I got them in the car.
How long were you at the house there, do you think? How long were they bound at the house?
I doubt I was in the house for more than 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember about when you went into the house?
No, I don't. I don't. It's funny you should ask that, because I kept wondering what time it was, and nobody has clocks anymore. Everybody's got cell phones, and I didn't have my cell phone with me. So I didn't know what time it was. I knew it was getting late, but I didn't know how much time I had. And I remember when we got to the house, the one there on Route 15, I remember, once everything got going, I was like, man, I wonder how much time I have. And then I remember even though I'm sure we were there for a few hours, it was, it seemed like really quick. All of a sudden it was getting light outside, and I was like, what the heck? So I kind of lost track of time there.
So you drove straight from their house to the house that you'd already picked out, or did you have to find that?
No, we drove straight there. I already knew where it was.
You said that you were kind of gathering stuff up, putting it in suitcases and stuff at the house. What kinds of things were you gathering up?
I grabbed a bunch of her lingerie and went through a lot of their dressers, drawers and stuff, just to kind of try and figure out stuff about them, and grabbed everything. All their financial stuff was in her wallet, and I think I grabbed her purse and emptied out all their jewelry. Their wedding rings were sitting on the coffee table. I think I just threw all the jewelry. I didn't really look at the jewelry when I was in the house, but then when I looked at the jewelry later at the motel, most of it was so bad, I just tossed it. I just threw it out with the rest of the stuff. I think there were a few things I held on to, but
Where did you throw the stuff out at?
almost everything went into that dumpster at the motel I stayed at. I forget what the